That's so cool.
Hey everyone! Hey, we're live. We're talking about cats. Actually, we caught us out talking
Yes!
about cats. Yeah, it's all about cats tonight. We're going to talk about our 5 favorite cats.
That's awesome.
Hey everybody! It's Friday night again. What you're listening to? It's going to be a great show. We're going to have so much fun. I can't wait to see what everyone's picks are. We're going to have a great time nerding out about records. And hey, 3 new guests, first timers. I'm excited to have 3 new people on. It's great to meet everyone. Steve, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming on. Dom,
cheers.
Here's my friend. Salmo,
Pleasure.
my friend.
Peace.
We're going to have a great time. I can't wait to see what everyone's picks are. We're going to have a good laugh, a few beers, talk about some great records.
Yeah.
Forget about all the horrible stuff that's going on in the world.
That's right.
That sucks.
And have a good time talking about some records. All right, let me do the thing that I got to do, the promotional materials. Like, subscribe, destroy the notification bell, all that good stuff. Help us out. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Hey, let's shut that down. Let's get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Let's open the chat. If you're in the chat, help us out. Make yourself known. Join in. It's an inclusive show. Anyone can join in the comments or whatever. That's about it, I think. Let's get going, shall we? We'll go around. We'll do 1 record each, and we'll have a good time talking about 20 great records. So cheers, everyone.
Yes.
Cheers.
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 Hey, what's everyone drinking tonight, by the way? Let's do a quick beer check or whatever. I'm drinking this, it's Sapporo beer, but it's a Hokkaido limited.
It's Modelo time, fool. What up?
Time. That looks strong, whatever that is.
Pro guy ale.
There you go.
Speaking of, I need another one.
Like a Japanese.
Hi, yes.
Oh wow! Hey,
Yeah.
hey.
I want to drink that because I got so sick this week. I still little.
Yeah, you were sick, right? Yeah.
Just get better, my
Feel
brother.
Get better.
Yeah, though.
All right, so I'm going in with my first pick. If I look a bit tired this morning, it was because I was up late last night because somebody was listening to a new record, and that someone was me. So it's like I stayed up much longer than I was expecting to last night because I got this record on Thursday. Didn't have a chance to play it on Thursday, so I was playing it Friday night, my time in Japan. It's straight out of Brooklyn, New York. It was recorded in 2022, but it's finally come out.
Subversive, right?
That's what we're talking about.
Yes, I knew it.
We're talking about.
I knew it.
Oh,
Talking about Subversive, right? Man, I love the first record. I think it's great. This one, I think they've taken
on
it.
sacrilege.
It's full on sacrilege.
The
But
New York sacrilege.
it's like, oh man, I love the recording. It's like warm, big sounding. 2 guitarists. There's like 2 slightly different guitar tones. One real nice kind of clean guitar on the top. I love it. It's just so beautiful to listen to. It's kind of, obviously it's a hardcore punk record, but it's it's not easy listening, but it's real nice to listen to, man. It's like, fuck, I want to listen to this again, straight away. And one more thing, no effects on the vocals. A lot of hardcore punk bands these days, they're putting a lot of reverb, a lot of distortion on the vocals, no effects on the vocals, just clean vocals. I think it works really well. Again, the vocals are really nice to listen to. Complete sacrilege worship. The songs are amazing. I love it. And yeah, this probably will be in my top 10 of the year. Absolutely. Fantastic.
That's amazing.
Top-notch recommendation. And people are going to compare it to the Lifeless Dark record, which was also very kind of sacrilege influence. This one hits a bit different to me than the Lifeless Dark. Lifeless Dark's a bit different. This one just has it kind of rocks. It kind of rocks, man. It's has a kind of swagger to it. It's great. Everyone picked up this record yet? You guys got this?
I haven't picked it up, but I've heard it, and it's fucking balls.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That means good, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I was gonna say, like Freddy balls.
I have to check it out. That's
Yeah, I mean,
well,
it's funny
I
because
could-
I haven't seen. Okay, when that Lifeless Dark record came out, there was a lot of like internet buzz and excitement about it. Not so much with this one. I think I don't know. People should be talking about this a bit more. I think, but it's incredible. I absolutely love it. And hey, this is weird. We were talking about going to see Life, right? Or you're going to go and see Life out there in. For some reason,
New York.
New York. Yeah.
For some reason, my copy came with this massive Life.
Oh,
Yes.
I had that one.
I have that
Cool.
too.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
copy came with this poster. I don't know why it came with this poster, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe about that tour they're gonna have here.
Yeah,
That's so cool, man. That's
it's
fantastic.
nice, right? And
Yeah.
I ordered some records from Grave Mistake, and they sent me the same poster.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
maybe then probably Grave Mistake sent them over to Japan with these records.
Yeah, they sent me the same poster. From
Wow.
I ordered a package from Grave Mistake, and I got that poster.
There you go. Yeah, and they thank a lot of Japanese people on this record. It's like thanks to Unarm and Jackie from Frampton and all the Japanese punks and Takashi from Black Hole and Ferocious X, local band. So like most of the thanks list is sort of thanking Japanese bands. I guess they came here. I missed them though, man. I should have gone to see that. But great record, Subversive Rite.
Ferocious X.
Apocalypse Zone. I think Pat from Distraught put this out, or it's Distraughts label anyway. But
Wow,
that's my first pick. Top notch.
that's good. It's good to know. I love Sacrilege, and we also, Lifeless Dark.
Yes.
They're the best.
If you like those two,
I saw them like maybe a couple months ago in New York. So they played in the park with like Distraction, Lifeless Dark, and Flower.
okay.
It was amazing. I couldn't believe I saw like the three bands together, like the US great ones,
Yeah.
like Family Singer. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny because Lifeless Dark is from Boston, and Boston's only 40 miles away from where I live in Rhode Island, and I've only seen them once. Like they never play around here. But the one time I did see them, they were absolutely fucking amazing. And next time I book a show, I'm having them play in Rhode Island. So
Nice.
Yeah,
They're great live,
You're
man.
good.
When I saw them in LA, I was like, yes.
yeah,
you
they
guys
fucking rule.
It's like I was sold. I was all, fuck yes, dude.
I think
Yeah, so Subversive Rite record in the States, great. What's the best place to get it? I mean, all your usual, like Sorry State, I would say, Sorry State,
Sorry Straight.
Grave
Sorry
Mistake
State.
Records,
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
put
your local record shops or distros, I guess.
so. Yeah, the first time
Yeah,
I
my
went,
local record shop is Armageddon Shop, run by Ben from Drop Dead. So I'm
Yes!
I'm sure he'll be there.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go look tomorrow.
I got this shirt from Ben.
Oh,
Look,
There you go.
that's the recent. That's the Bloody Summer Lip Cream
yes.
Alto.
Auto. Oh, that's a good one.
It's
Yeah.
Alto Lip Cream Tour, Bloody Summer.
Oh, that's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Yes.
I wish I could have witnessed that one.
Yeah, same here, dude. I
I
just
would-
saw the shirt and they had them. I was like, I'll buy one of those, dude. Fuck yes, dude. I love both those bands.
They keep reprinting them because they're selling really well, so they're putting them out again. There's a whole bunch of like lip cream stuff. They're doing like lip cream like sweatpants and skate shoes and everything.
Yes.
powder blue sweatpants, lip cream. Come on. All right, let's get going. Steve, what's your first record of the day?
All right. Well, okay. So, most people that know me probably know that I have a penchant for Deutsch Punk. My first choice tonight is the Torpedo Moscow LP.
Look at that.
Wow, that's weird.
I was lucky enough to get one on green vinyl, which is the cat's meow, as it were. I love this record because it's frantic. Like the drums are a little high in the mix, and it just makes it sound so urgent. Like there's it's bordering on hardcore, but it's not really hardcore. I'd say it's a total straight up punk record. But there's just something about how urgent the drums sound that make it sound so, yeah, like I said, frantic. It's like, but like there's tunefulness to it, and the guys are great musicians. Two of the guys, they're from Hamburg, and two of the guys in the band were also in this band, Napalm, which was Arne, the bass player, and Vita, the guitar player, went on to be in Torpedo Moscow, and that's their only LP. They did some comp tracks on the kind of Experimenta LPs and stuff, but they didn't really do a lot. The name of the record is Melankaja Rabota, which apparently, like when I did Google Translate, is Russian, and it means small job or little work. So I'm not really sure where they were going with that, but it's a fantastic example of German punk, and I just kind of wish that German punk had taken off more in the States than it did. Like everybody loves Swedish stuff, everybody loves Finnish stuff, but for some reason German stuff never got any love, and it's just a shame. But because they're missing out.
I want to say that there's still a lot of like 80s German punk that can still be had for cheap, right? Because the demand isn't there, so it's like it. But I don't get it either. We've heard about this before.
I paid $2 for this.
Yes, dude, that is great.
I love that.
I paid $2 for this in California when I was
cool. That's a
Wow.
believe
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and in Sacramento of all places. So like, yeah, it's a fantastic example. It was on Weird System, which
great label.
You know,
Great label.
Wow.
Fantastic label for So great record. Highly recommend.
More love for German punk. 80s German punk is so good, man. So good.
Right.
I concur.
That's true.
All right, Dom, what's your first record?
Okay, I'm a sucker for U.S. hardcore.
All right.
I'm gonna bring you an old one that I grew up with. I grew up here in Albuquerque. I grew up with these guys. I saw them. It's a great record. Give me 1 second.
Gotta go find it.
Where you go, Dom?
I don't have the pile sitting
Actually,
next to
if
me,
he's going for a pee break,
but
I'm going
it's
for a pee break too.
Jerry's Kids.
Oh,
Albuquerque, New Mexico, Jerry's Kids. Now, I saw these guys. They were all a bunch of skater dudes, and they were all part of this, you know, it was a bunch of skater dudes, but it was kind of gang-like, you know? So if you went to shows and you fucked around a little bit, you got fucked with by these guys, you know? And I grew up with that, and it's straight up U.S. hardcore. It was recorded in '84 here in Albuquerque. It's on Test Site Records. The guitar player, Gordy, is still alive. The singer left, Dave Duran. He went on to form Clown Alley.
Wow.
And that was on Alchemy Records back in San Francisco and whatnot. And Alchemy had Poison Idea, Neurosis, RKL back then. So, you know, they did something. And then they, when Clown Alley played here in Albuquerque, Jerry's Kids had a reunion because everybody still lived here and whatnot. The guitar player still lives here. And there's a demo of the band called Counting Calories. And there's a way he has it on reel to reel. And my buddy is trying to get it to where he can help collaborate with him and put it out.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to see the light of day. I've heard the demo back in the day. And it was like, I've had this record since then. And the guy who did the artwork, Jamie Trujillo, he also tattooed me back then when I was
Oh,
a kid. You know what I'm
wow,
saying?
that's
So he
awesome.
was an artist, and then he became a tattooer.
Wow.
And he used to tattoo. He had a shop in Seattle. He left New Mexico called Chrome Home and whatnot, you know? So a lot of his artwork, you know, was around the punk rock scene here in New Mexico and whatnot. So it's all there. Him and like R.K. Sloan. They did several R.K. Sloan did the cover for the Attack Is Now a Suicide comp. There's a Method to Our Madness comp.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so he did. There was a lot of punk rock happening here back then when I was growing up. You know,
that's really interesting. I did.
RK Sloan also did the cover art for Welcome to Action Island.
yes, and I have that record too, man.
Yeah.
I did not know that Jerry's Kids Clown Alley connection. Didn't know that about that.
The singer
that
from
before.
Jerry's Kids moved to San Fran, and then he started. Well, he fell into Clown Alley.
Shit.
Right.
Wow.
I hear that band before, but I never be able to buy anything from them. So I hear.
Yeah, it's hard to find, man.
Hate band. So I know it's hard to find too. So
that's
why I can't buy.
I think they're about to reissue it. I think it's
a label in Germany reissued it.
Okay.
No Plan Records.
There you go.
And I think Dave Duran signed off on it.
Okay.
The singer, and he never talked to the rest of the band, which is whatever, you know. That's not my place.
Okay. One of those ones. That's
my record. I grew up with it. I love it. It's a great record. If you see it, you can go on YouTube and find it. Check it out, dude.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's a great pick. I love the stories too. I love the stories about like records and stuff.
Yeah, I have to, you know, hear it more from them because I know Jerry Kids, like, it's not the Jerry Kids like the Boston, but like
no,
they have, like,
it's Jerry's Kids from New Mexico.
Skate one.
Yes,
you know, from New Mexico. Yes,
and it's good. It's real good, man.
I know that's gonna be cool, man.
All right, Salmo.
So okay, the first one I'm gonna put here. It's gonna be this band here.
Oh,
did you hear that before?
I got it. Yeah, Resta de Nas.
Yeah, it's like Remains of Nothing. Yeah, and okay, this album here, you know, I'm gonna play like you know, like something for this guy. His name is Ariel. He's like one of the first punk from Brazil, like the first band too, along I-5, you know, this band called. And you know, they start like the movement, like kind of, you know, how they protest, you know, go to the street and make out the mass in Brazil. So that's why I'm gonna put the, you know, Ariel first. So this record was in 1987, released by Devil Discos. So, and this guy is like one of survived from the street in Brazil, you know, back the time was tough. So that's why I put the band first. So that's amazing, you know, to have this band. So they start, you know, really early, but they put the record late, you know.
Late, okay, gotcha.
So that's little weird to hear that, you know. So, and you know, I have a lot of history from them back in the time too, because you know, like you know, like military stuff, you know, dictatorship. So, and also a lot of, you know, things going on over there. And he was in two bands called Invasores do Cérebro, and also Mario from Cartel. You know, the 7-inch Cartel and Odd Social split. Jimmy put out Jim Martin, that 7-inch. So Mario was in Invasor do Cérebro too, from Cartel. So he was amazing guy. Like he was the one guy the scene back in the 80s, 70s, to the in the 80s, and after 80s like 1979, start change in Brazil. Other bands start take over, but he was the one like very politically expression, and put out to the peoples to learn and get to, and there's a lot of, because we have like the like suburbio, like we call like like from the suburbio, and we have the city São Paulo, so we don't have like the mix from that back in the time. So what does that mean? Like a lot of fights, all the skinheads, those mass punks from the suburbio, from São Paulo, the city, a lot of fights, kill, like shots, knife stab. So it was very cruel back in the time, and everybody started get better, and it, like growing, and it, in the end, everything's got fine, but it was very weird time. So, but the Resident Nada is like first one, like I'm gonna put that because is the one was the beginning, so that's you guys should hear that, so you guys gonna like.
That's a great record. Yeah.
Awesome.
So you see, like you have the fish here, and the under here have the flower, the floor, with all the like tables, shoes, like everything like full apart. Like that's very cool cover too,
Yeah.
So that's my first one.
It's a great pick. I recommend that one too. It's a great record. I'm gonna change my order. I'm gonna stay in Brazil. I got something new actually, but it's kind of new.
Cool.
It's a new record, but the recordings are a little older, and it's a split record. Brazilian band and Portuguese band just came out on a Portuguese label called Different Class Records. Actually, 3 labels put out. This record surprised me because I was expecting 2 things, and I didn't get those 2 things. I got 2 different things, but it worked out fine. This is the record I'm talking about. It's Inocentes.
Oh, that's the guy, Crement.
So I have.
Yes.
I'm hoping you can teach me a bit about this band.
That's fucking awesome. I didn't put them in here, but he used to play on Restos de Nada.
Okay.
When they start the band. So Clement is like one of the beginnings, the punk scene in Brazil.
So I was expecting some very like raw, like, noisy, blown out hardcore with this, but it's like street punk. It's like the recordings are from the 90s. They've never been released on vinyl before. First time on vinyl. 6 songs recorded in Sao Paulo, at Estudio Bonadio in Sao Paulo in 1996. These songs. 1996. Now, I think this band got quite popular. Am I right? In Brazil.
Right.
Major label.
Yeah. Then after 1986, they got like the bands like the song like how São Paulo, like all the mood, like they play like the big media, all that shit. But
I like it, but it surprised me because I was expecting very noisy hardcore, and I got melodic, like kind of street punk. But it's good though. It's good. It's really good. I like it. And the other side is the Razor Kids from Portugal. They're a band that's active now. I thought the Razor Kids were going to be some very sort of like maybe like Blitz, some sort of like hard oi. It's not. It's like total like pub rock, 77 punk, like clean guitars. Really poppy and catchy. So both sides surprised me. I got different things than I was expecting, but both great. This record's just come out. It's easy to get, I think. It's 3 different labels put it out. It's pretty cool. I like the look of the record too.
That's cool, man. That's awesome. I'm gonna check it out. I never saw that before.
Good graphics, right? It caught my eye.
Yeah, I like the, because Innocence, they have like the cross, like they have the cut, like you know. So they have that too. I love that.
And then just black and white photos, just classic Stark graphics and layout and stuff. But yeah, very interesting. They have this label, different class, has another.
When it was come out, that
just this year, this year, recently. Yeah,
new. I didn't check.
Yeah. They have another one, which is like it has 3 bands on it. It has Cholera, the Razor Kids, and the Zips from Scotland. It's a weird like 3-band LP. It came out at the same time as I haven't got that one, but I think the Razor Kids have been going to Brazil and becoming friendly with these guys and stuff, and doing records together and stuff. So
that's cool, man.
That's cool.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you too.
Surprised me, but it was a good surprise. It's a good record. So
that's it.
Innocente's Razor Kids split LP. There you go.
Innocentes.
I your pronunciation right? Innocentes. There you go. All right, Steve. What's your second one?
All right. Next one's going to be a little different. Forgive my Icelandic if I mispronounce this, but it's Auden. Something close to that. It's Icelandic black metal. I just knocked my beer can over. It's melodic. It's dark. It's frantic. It's somehow also very tuneful, and it's a good representation of what it's like to actually be in Iceland, to be in an isolated area and have nothing around you. The word Auden or whatever actually means wasteland, and it's a perfect representation of what it's like when you're in that much natural beauty, but there's also kind of this volcanic
that's scary
nothingness, and it's absolutely fitting. The interesting thing about Icelandic black metal is even though Iceland is supposedly a Christian or Catholic country or whatever, most people never let go of their pagan beliefs, and so a lot of Icelandic black metal has no satanic influence whatsoever. So it's like, and they're a perfect example of that, because they it's all more about nature and everything else. And cool. I think in general, a lot of Icelandic black metal is also very similar. There's almost no satanic influence, whatever, because they're not rebelling against Christianity.
Right.
So it's highly recommended, and it's their self-titled LP. Apparently, it just got reissued recently, but this particular version, there was only 250 pressed.
Oh my word!
That's a lot of money.
I dig the pagan ideology, because it's like every year here in New Mexico, we have this thing called Zozobra, and they burn him every September. And it's like old man. It's a pagan. It's a pagan festival, dude.
What?
Dead ass. If you go to it and you watch it, they make this 60-foot statue of this man, paper mache. They set him on fire. They call it Burning Old Man Gloom. It's like, yeah, dude. I remember going to it as a kid growing up here, and it was free. Now they're charging you $25 just to fucking park and be a part of it. It's like, fuck out of here with that, dude.
Become a business. That sucks.
Anyways, they're great, and they're not from Reykjavik. They're actually from a town that I can't pronounce, but my wife and I call it Hurdy-Gurdy, because that's what it looks like. So we're like, we've actually stayed in Hurdy-Gurdy, and it's a beautiful little town. It's got a lot of like hot springs and natural spas and stuff. But they're from like it's probably an hour and a half from Reykjavik, but like you might as well be on a different planet. It's like, and it's tiny, and I can't believe that there's a black metal band from this little tiny town, because it's like, to find musicians there to play with, especially like-minded ones, it's just like, what? Are you kidding? You guys formed a band in this little town? Like, what? So yeah, pretty amazing, and they're great too. And apparently they don't really jive with the rest of the black metal scene in Iceland. The singer from Svartadauti, he worked at this place called Lemmy Bar, which is a Motorhead themed bar in Reykjavik. And
I know people who've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
so when I brought
awesome.
them up, and when I brought them up, he got all real quiet. He's like, "What? Just because they're on Season of Mist, you think they're bigger than us?" And I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Yeah, I stepped on some toes." I was like, "Sorry, dude."
Sorry, I asked questions I shouldn't have.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine if you were.
But this one's not on Season of Mist.
Imagine if you were somewhere in Iceland, because all the, empty places, you were all alone by yourself, and you started to hear this kind of music. And then what are you going to do? You're going to go crazy. You're going to run away to the city.
That's why, like, 60% of the Iceland population believes
as a punk rock, I'll run away,
That shit is comedy. You brought it up, and this guy's like, "What?"
There's a really good band from Iceland. Like, it's an all-girl band. They're called Kailan Mikla. They're from Iceland.
Kailan Mikla.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
They're amazing. Yeah.
They're black metal.
Yeah.
No, it's like post-punk.
No, they're
post-punk. Oh.
Yeah, and I've actually seen them 3 times. They're fantastic. They are amazing live.
Wow. The singer did a little solo tour of Japan, and I put her on in this tiny little dive bar. And it's funny, then like a few months later, they were playing in London at the request of Robert Smith, because Robert Smith from The Cure is a huge fan. So he wrote and asked them if they would play at like his festival in London. So
Kailan Mikla was going to be one of my picks for this tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Shut up!
You can't? No, okay.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Nice.
Great. Yeah. Just talking about Iceland, I had to bring them up, because
and they're really nice people too, because we saw them the most recent time was they were on tour with Alcest. And no offense to Alcest, but they're boring as fuck. And,
I was like, why are you touring with them? It's like,
but they were great, and I was talking to them afterwards, and they were just like the nicest people, and we're like, we've seen you 3 times, and they're like, really? Like they were all like so happy that like Americans had seen them 3 times.
They should be bigger. They're such a great band.
I think they're getting there though.
They're getting there, right? They're getting there.
Yeah, I think they're getting there.
Great band. Kailan Mikla, great band, Iceland.
Yeah. Good stuff.
That's nice. We could tie another band from Iceland into that pick.
Yes.
All right.
We try.
All right, Dominic, what's your second record? What you got?
1 second.
gotta go and get it. I love that.
All right.
This
is an old record. It's the Wards.
The Wards.
Oh shit! New Hampshire. That is fucking New England style.
It's Vermont, dude, and it's so fucking good, dude. And it's on blue vinyl. It was recorded. They're from Burlington. It's on No Thanks Records, blue vinyl.
Damn, Dominic, that record's been on my want list.
They're from Vermont. They're from Vermont.
Oh, I have it. I have
Oh,
a
yeah?
lot
You
of
wanna give
records
it to
on
me?
people's want list. This is like a friend of mine, Chris, gave this to me on a birthday. And he was like, I think you'd really appreciate it. And I do. It's like, it's punk, but the guitar is like, way it's recorded is so nasty. It's just nasty. If you hear it, you know it. And it's like, it's fucking nasty. And just the songs on there, it's fucking great punk rock hardcore. And right there, it's very aggressive,
Mm.
but the pace is mid tempo. The guitar is very fucking like, it's
Look at
not
that.
distorted, but it sounds like they cut like the Kinks did, like cut the fucking speakers. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking awesome. It's a great fucking record, man.
Is this like real early 80s? Early 80s?
It's like 1980.
1980.
Yeah,
1980.
Is it
Oh,
really that early?
from Vermont.
Vermont,
from
1980.
Burlington. Yeah, that's
Yeah, dude,
And
that's
it's such a
been
great
around
fucking
long
record,
time.
man.
Vermont. They have like a kind of good bands there. I saw Black Yaks. They live like in the middle of nowhere. I couldn't believe that. I said I'm gonna be like a barbecue for that guys. Because as a Brazilian, I said I was the only different guy here in the middle, no, like in the woods. We come to this gig
If
there.
I'm out here in the middle of the woods,
I
there
couldn't
better be
believe.
a barbecue.
Yeah, it couldn't be a beer barbecue for the guys there. Everybody's like, "Oh,
Come
where this guy come
on.
from?" Everybody started to look at me like, but the guy was so cool. I have like a lot of respect for them because they have a lot of risk. They take care of us very well. We went to their house. We slept there. So it was a good time. But the Vermont guys, they are fuck rules. They're fuck punks. They live in the woods, but like redneck punks. Couldn't believe that.
Yes, I believe that.
Now you believe it.
So they
I believe that. One time, I dated a girl from the South, and I went to Alabama. First, I went to Mississippi, then I went to Alabama, and that's a whole different story, dude.
that's another podcast.
Exactly.
They have a second 7-inch too, which apparently.
The Wards do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
they have a second one. Yeah, that one's
What's
as
it
much
called?
sought after, though.
That's rarer than the first one, eh?
Really?
I don't know.
What is the second one called?
It's called
Scoots,
Look
what's
It
the
Up
second
on
one called?
Discogs.
Yeah, I better find that. I have the first one, but I'm such a fan, dude. That's such a great record, dude. The guitar sound on it to me is like, that's nasty, dude.
That's good.
Cool.
That's good to know.
Yeah. All right.
Next.
Salmo, what's your...
All right. I'm gonna put now called the end of. We're gonna see now. The beginning of the end of the word. Like that's the first. I don't know if we can see there.
Yep.
Okay. So this is the first festival they have in Brazil, but so it was like 2 days, and back in 1982. So how are you gonna have him back in 1982 in Brazil? A gig like 3,000 punks show up for that.
Yes.
You believe that? And
That
military
is fucking. I believe it.
and military dictatorship. So it's a mess. But the first day was good because we, like in Brazil, back in the time for this festival to be happen. So Clemente and the other guy, I don't remember his name. You went to ABC like for the suburbio because they have like a kind of treating from the city and from the suburbio. That's the time when everybody embraced and be together for that festival. So when the ABC Suburbio and the São Paulo city get together and they have peace. So and then this festival was amazing, because in 1982 in Brazil, military, that's fuck tough to have, and they have like a cultural place there, like they the city has they give like a space for them to make the gig. So and that time when it was all the bands come together from like suburbia and the city, so it was amazing because it never happened before because of a lot of fights. So and then after that everybody become a friend is have a little there here because the skinhead stuff, because Brazil is very tough, like in New York back I think in the 80s too. uh and then uh we try to coordinate all the bands together, and then after that we all the bands from suburbia was playing São Paulo, like the both sides get together, and the first second day when have the gig, like the começo of uh, do fim do mundo, the police show up,
Of course.
was like start beating everyone, like you know that's what's fuck disgrace, because everybody was in peace, and everybody said like when they play, hey, don't break the bathroom, take care of the places, don't try to break the doors or windows or whatever,
Don't
everybody did
vandalize the
that.
club.
Yeah, everybody did that. So and then like the police, the second day the police come over and they start like beat everyone, some people they have like a evangelical church next to the place. Everybody run to the the church.
They went
What
to the
a nightmare.
church.
Yeah. And then and then like the pastor or whatever was there, like, hey, don't come inside. They did that, and then like the police didn't come inside. But it was dangerous now time. So and but we survived. So I was not able to go to that gigs because I was so young.
Right.
And my mother was being the Christian stuff. When I started like I was like 13 years old, listening music, like kids, and they start like with all the hard stuff after, you know, and then was no money too, because in Brazil, like to buy a record there is impossible, you just have like a cassette tape,
Right.
because
I'll
like
be right back. I gotta pee.
All right.
be careful there,
They took
don't
care of that.
be careful. So
Hey, Salmo, what bands are on that compilation again? Remind us, tell us the bands on that.
bands the compilation was Fogo Cruzado, Juízo Final, what's more? Ratos de Porão, Piscose, Olho Seco. I don't remember the other one. It's like
Look at the record.
Voz Brutal, I think. Piscose, Olho Seco. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So all the the big bands when you start, So like 3,000 punks, show up. What the fuck? So if you see the record, like they have like Butinada, the DVD, so you can see online.
Oh, okay. Wow.
You saw before?
No, I've never seen it. No.
You should see that. So they talk about all the Brazilian scene.
Okay.
Back in the 80s. So that's very very cool to see. So
Cool.
you should check it out. That.
Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah.
So and so all that like so we get peace finally, because in 1979 too, they like like I saw like the history from Ariel. He said, well, because they saw the Warriors, the move, And after that, like everything like changed, you know. All the gangs start. So they have like all the gangs from certain towns. They come over like fights. So one guy like tried to throw the bomb. So the bomb exploded in his hand. He has like the what they call like I don't know the English the stick like some stick like that. So he's put that. So in his hand like a metal like that like you can stick people's on the street like a
Like
metal.
a hook.
Yeah, hook. Yes, thank you.
Like Captain Hook.
Like a hook. Yeah, he's lost his hand. He's lost his hand. He's put like a hook. You believe that shit? I couldn't believe that. They throw the bomb at the other punks, and they, you know, like his hand it was fucked up, and then he's put like the hook over, like to protect that.
Man, I knew a punk in Germany, Bremen, who had a hook hand too. It's wild, man. Like a punk.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's like it's yeah.
That's sick.
right. All right, I've got another split LP. I'm actually ashamed to admit that I didn't own this record until quite recently. It's a classic. Can you call yourself a punk if you don't own this record? Spain, 1984, the Basque Country.
Oh,
2 bands. This is the most recent reissue, I think, on Munster Records. This is a very important record for the Spanish punk scene. I would say it's the RIP.
Yes! Yes! That fucking record rules!
People seem to like
that.
Yeah.
That record, dude, I found that record in Kim's video, dude.
That's classic, man.
It's a fucking
Kim's video for fucking $10.
Like the original? Or
I don't know if it was a reissue. I found it in Kim's video on St. Mark's for $10, dude.
Wow.
This is $1 million record, if you know.
I bought it back in the early 90s, in like 95, 96.
That's a great record.
Yeah, I've heard, obviously I've kind of heard it before, wherever, but like never owned it on vinyl, which is kind of weird. But so it's not. I think this is the most recent reissue on Munster, as I said. But man, it's just a classic. It's that thing. It's great because it's like the German thing where it's like it's punk, but they're moving into hardcore, right? So it's like the new generation. These guys are kind of influenced by the Clash and maybe the UK bands, but
good
up in the tempos.
They went faster. That's what it was. They wanted faster.
That. Yeah, faster, but with the melodies though. The melodies.
Yes.
Which I love melodies. So we've got these like catchy melodies with like this faster attack. It's just a recipe for
that's
greatness.
A recipe for greatness. It's just classic. I mean, honestly, every punk should own this record. And
yeah, I know that.
Facts.
I don't have that.
It's a great fucking punk record, man.
I saw that.
I guess there's 3 of us that have it. So.
I was the last. So
have you, Salmo?
I don't have that.
Oh.
I should. Like you, Steve. And you too, Don. But
I have that record. That's a great record, dude.
Record there. Anyway.
Yeah,
I have a Pip and a Scorboots, So that's Basco great ones.
Yeah. Escobarto have so many records that I haven't checked out.
Dude, they have so many. I have a couple. I have a few of them.
Right.
I want to get the GRB stuff, man. That shit is so good.
Yeah, they get more commercial, right, as they go along, more kind of poppy, but that's okay.
Yeah, but the early stuff is what I want.
Right. And the RIP record, the LP, is amazing.
Oh, the red
I have that.
Yeah. That one, that's amazing.
So it's like
I got the original of a Felix, dude.
That's amazing one.
Which was like, he was selling it. I was like, I'll buy that, dude. Fucking $40. Fucking A, dude.
Yeah. That's
amazing. In the collection. I think this, well, according to Discogs, the most recent reissue is like 2021, but the shop I bought it from told me this is like the latest repress. So this is probably the cheapest version of this record that you can get, or unless you're lucky and find an original for $10.
That's a good
Like
stuff.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Hey, Mike,
I found
that's
a
good
lot
stuff
of
to
great
put out.
records
Yeah.
in Kim's video, man. It was retarded.
Mike, that's good stuff to put out. That's amazing. One
Yeah.
of the best is from Spain.
But
Like,
You know, it's funny,
okay.
Mike. It's like as you were
They don't
introducing
wanna
it,
say
I
from
totally
Spain,
knew what record you were talking about.
Okay.
they
But
don't want to
apparently,
say from Spain. I
there's
know.
just 4 songs each, right, from each band. Apparently, there's like a version. It might be CD that has like more recordings from the same sessions, but it might be.
New CDs
But it might
with your
be on the-
non-analog ways.
But it might be on the evil format. But it might be a CD worth buying, to hear more tracks from the session. So there you go, classic Spanish punk, very important record.
Yes.
Check it out if you haven't.
Here.
Oh,
Wow, what is that?
This is a patch.
That's
Bro,
R.I.P. That's Rip.
yeah.
Yes.
That's the shit from that LP.
Should I say rest in peace or should I say pieces? Well, that depends on the
That's a great record too.
Well, actually, I was quoting Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers, old movie.
Of course you were.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, should I say rest in peace or should I say rest in pieces? And then the detective goes, "Well, that depends on the context."
All right, Steve, what's your next
All
record?
right.
What you got for us?
All right. Well, all right. Gonna switch it up a little bit. Now we're gonna go for a little bit of psychobilly.
Oh my God!
Demented or
What's
Go.
that? Demented Go. Oh, that's amazing.
Whoa!
So then before.
This record came out in '99 on Crazy Love Records.
Holy shit. That's
A lot of the psychobillies in New York hated this record because they thought it was too punk sounding. Because
what the hell? It's too punk song.
yeah,
You should love that.
It's pretty rocking. It does feature Charlie Harper playing harmonica on the song "Daddy's Making Monsters," and it's aged very well. I listened to it the other day, and I was just like, "This record's ballsy as fuck." It's like some of the lyrics aren't great, but the songwriting's there. And the reason why I wanted to include this was because they do a cover of Wanda Jackson's Funnel of Love. And Sparky's voice is a natural for that song. And it's because of Demented Argo that I actually got turned on to Wanda Jackson. And her version is amazing. But like the Demented Argo version is also pretty great. And I usually don't like recorded cover songs because I always find them to be a waste of vinyl usually. But like in this case, Demented Argo actually exposed me to somebody that I would end up falling in love with as an artist. And gotten to see Wanda Jackson twice. And she puts on an amazing show, even though she's like well into her 80s or whatever. And but yeah, overall, this record is solid. The upright bass playing, as a bass player, the upright bass playing, like I wish I could play that.
Steve, on the record, what does the upright bass sound like? Is it super kind of twangy and like, or is it? Because sometimes the upright basses on those records are just like
on the upright bass, it goes all do
so loud.
It actually almost sounds kind of like a second percussion instrument. Which I actually like the sound of that because it's because it gives it more of a tribal feeling almost. But yeah, solid record. Great stuff. Charlie Harper as guest musician and Wanda Jackson fan I became because of it. So yeah, Good stuff.
UK psychobilly back then, man. Jesus, it was more dangerous than going to like a skinhead show almost. It's like, man, such a violent, the Meteors and like Demented are going, all those bands, man.
Oh, they're amazing. I hear the history. Did you okay.
You watch those stomping at the club foot videos, and you're just like
stomping at the club foot,
yeah.
So I have this friend of mine called Fernando Pinto. I don't know if you heard that name before. He used to have the place called Tuning in New Haven. So
Tuning, yeah. When I was in Distraught, we used to play there all the time.
Oh, so nice guy. I love him so much. So he's a Portuguese guy, you know. So he's said he was come like to London or whatever. So he was a teenager. He's just talked to me like maybe 2 weeks ago when I went to Conner Island in New York. The first time I never been there, so I said,
"You never been? Awesome! You went to Coney Island, dude."
Yes. So I went there.
Did you ride the Cyclone?
You have to ride the Cyclone, dude.
You have to ride the Cyclone, dude. It's a rite of passage.
That's the only way you know. And the best cars to get in the front or the back.
Dandelion.
You get in the front, you get in the back. Dude, they knew me so well there at the Cyclone.
Turning back.
They would stop the ride afterwards. They'd be like, "What do you want, the front or the back?" I'd be like, "I want the back, dude."
No turning back.
I always took the front because I always thought I was going to get beheaded by that first cross beam.
Right, dude. That whole thing is awesome.
That's great. So and then like he's told me like some history from you know, the Metergo when they played in England back in the time when he was a teenager. He said to me, Sam, I couldn't believe I saw the fucking monster guy, you know, the singer. He looked like a monster, you know, like all the fucking Frankenstein, you know, style. He's fucking tall too. And then he said, well, it was fucking wide show. A lot of skinhead punks. So
skinheads and psychobillies were kind of...
Yes, a mix, like a mix, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then he said,
psychobilly is like skinhead
and he said to me, it wasn't the first mosh, like in the mosh pit he was, you know? Like, so he said, I was so excited, you know? And then, you know, he saw the guy in the end, the gig, he was like a Frankenstein or something, like a monster, you know? You're like, that's right, because he's already singing, he's like fuck tired, and all the makeup, all this stuff. Oh man, that's
like in the mid '80s, I lived in a squat in England, and we were all like, you know, crass peace punks with the black clothes and everything, but there was like one psychobilly guy living in the squat, and nobody had the courage to like get him. He was big, and he kept pet rats. So, you know, he'd come into and he had like rats all running all over him, on his head, on his shoulders. And it's like, you know, missing his teeth, but sniffing glue, rats on his shoulders.
Well, if he was missing his teeth, he was probably a speed freak. So.
I have to say that, but you know, like I don't care. You know, everybody can have a tea or not. But I saw like you know, the Meteors. I saw the Meteors like maybe 2 years ago over here in New Haven. They play a cafe night, and then I saw them there. Like I saw the singer. I can't remember his name.
P. Paul Fennick.
Huh?
P. Paul Fennick.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah. No tea. I said, oh, what the fuck? How he can't sing with no tea? You know. So, but it was amazing. You know, I didn't have you know, my friend come from Florida to see them. And then you went back like the staging because was a COVID time. I remember now he didn't bring the vaccination card. They couldn't get him inside because he didn't have that. And then you know, I talked to someone from the band that was opening for the Meteors. I said, well, you know, the guy, you know, come from Florida. We should put him inside, you know. And the guy was open the back door and he got inside. That was cool from the opening band, you know.
All right.
That's a good history, you know.
All right. Dominic, what's your next pick, man? Psychobilly talk. Wasn't expecting that tonight.
This is Psychobilly.
Always aim to impress.
This is a band called Yellow Cake
Yeah.
Yellow Cake.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice name. I
from
love that.
I don't know.
Arizona,
I prefer chocolate.
and
love
it is so good, dude. That 7-inch is total anti-climax worship.
Oh, that's amazing. I love
Yeah,
that.
they're playing Skullfest. You'll get to see them.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
good.
and it's
Good
like
to
you're
know.
gonna see them, and you're gonna be like, wow. And that 7-inch is so good, dude. I don't, it's the newer record, and the newer bands. To me, some of them, in my opinion, are so fucking good. I still buy that shit. We're old men. I still go to shows. We all still go to shows. This is a band I really want to see. It bums me out that I can't go to Skullfest, but I'm like, I'll see them. They're not too
Yeah,
far
they're
from
gonna
me.
be
I'll
around
see
here.
them when time comes.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah. If you like that blown out, like anti-Cymex, like attack, that band
Mhm.
does it really, really well.
It's Total
Mhm.
Attack.
Yeah.
It,
I
it
love
is
that.
so good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's good to know because I'm gonna be at Skullfest this year. Pammy was hold the ticket for me because when I tried to buy the ticket for Skullfest was like gone in 1 second. I couldn't believe
Right,
that.
like
Really?
right away, it was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Really?
then I
This,
don't have
this
time to
year's
buy the ticket.
Skullfest
I
has
put like
got a
two.
stacked lineup. It's like
Yeah.
I am sad to say that I am not going this year either. I haven't
Hey,
been since COVID, so it's been a few years.
hey, thank you, Pam, for the tickets you hold for us. I appreciate that. I love you.
It always looks so. I see the lineup every year. I was like, man, that looks such an amazing time. It's almost like the old Chaos in Texas kind of thing, where it's like every band. It looks such a good time. I'd love to go.
It's a
Skullfest is
fun
Go.
great.
You
time.
should
It's
go.
a great time.
You're gonna have a good time. I couldn't believe it's the best.
So,
If you
It's
go, you
better.
will have a great time.
It's better. For me, for my own self, it's better than LA, the one we had that before because more punk, more natural.
mm,
Because like in LA, it's like all the good bands come over, but it's kind of too organized. Like Skullfest, more punk scene. Real punk. You know,
right.
for so you can walk, you can come inside. That's a mean for me. When you have like someone try to, hey, you can do that, you can't do this, and then it's fucked up because that's not punk scene. Punk scene is like a freedom. You can walk, you can respect people's, and you can have a good time. You know, so that's look
Last
forward
time I
to
was
the
at
end of that.
Skullfest, I went to the liquor store, and it was like I bought a bunch of beer, but the guy there at the liquor store was like, "You guys all look like trouble, but you're not trouble. You guys are very nice. You're very polite."
That's
I
the
was like,
point.
"Oh, awesome. Thank you, sir." I was very respectful. He was like, "You guys look like trouble, but you're not trouble. You guys are very respectful." It's like, yeah, dude. It's like, I don't know.
We're
That's how
friends.
I was
You know,
fucking brought up, dude. You want to
I,
act like a dick? I can act like a dick, but I don't want to act like a dick. I'm being a nice guy, dude. Come
that's
on, man.
simple. That's simple. To be a
That's
good
just
gent.
common fucking sense, dude. Come
That,
on.
that, that's it. Simple.
Anyway, Yellow Cake 7-inch is great. Is that they have 1 or 2 7-inches? I forget.
I think they have another one before that, but that
Okay.
yellow cake, that one right there, fucking kills it for me,
When
dude.
when
I
come
haven't
out?
heard the first one. I would love to get it, but that 7-inch, I was like, when my buddy recommended it to me, Jesse, as a matter of fact, Salmo knows Jesse, but he's like, get that, dude. And I got
That
it,
come.
and I was like, fuck yes, dude. That shit rips, dude.
I you know I I he's introduced me jazz for me. He's a I couldn't believe he must be a basketball player. Because
Ha!
like you have to do like this. Look at him. He's so fucking huge,
My
boy.
buddy's
You
really
know,
tall. He's six foot
it's
seven,
tall.
dude.
I couldn't believe that. I said, "Hey, why you don't become a basketball
Six
player?"
foot seven. That's
He
it.
said, "I'm a fucking punk rocker, man. What do you think?" That's amazing to hear that from him.
All right. Salmo, what's your name?
So okay, next I have to put that because this is one of open the band all the punk bands from Brazil. So
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's
It's such a good comp.
yeah, yeah. I put the same.
Well, we already had this conversation about his shirt, so
How you call
Yeah,
that?
exactly. I know
Oh,
this. We
okay.
did. And I'm like, that compilation is great, man.
it is. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
It
classic.
gave you such a like
So
from back then in the time. If you weren't exposed to that South American hardcore, you were exposed to it then with that comp, dude. That
right,
comp and
that
Atake
comp.
Sonoro.
Yeah, that's why I put
Both those comps. I have that and I have Atake Sonoro. I have the original Atake
Attack Sonora. I
Sonoro.
had that one
And
too. That's
that shit
amazing
is
one. That's
so
good
good,
one.
dude.
That's
That's where
good
I
one too.
first heard a
They
lot
have
of those bands.
that's they have grinders like Lobotomy and that one. That's amazing one
Yes.
too. So, but this one here, I have the second press. I don't have the first one because you can't find no more. But I have the second one, like the green. Uh, you know, for,
Yes.
so 1980, I think 1984. So because they put out the first one, 1983, the first one, and was like Piscose, RDP, Fogo Cruzado, and Cholera in that album. So that album it was span the Brazilian uh, bands, like to the planet. So that's why like UK, like Finland, like US, uh, everywhere, that album become like a
It became like a
amazing.
standard, dude.
So for
If
the
you have
scene,
that comp, it's like, yo, dude,
that
that
yeah,
comp is what's
that
up.
comp, that comp every punk guy should have in their
Yeah, definitely.
because that one is like the one like put like all the bands out from the Brazilian punks, bands. The one like throw like to the world, to people to see how is the Brazilian punks because people don't know back in the time,
Right.
because the only guy was like put like all the records, like like we don't really don't have the money to buy records, like in Brazil have this history, I want to tell you. So like Brasilia is the capital from Brazil.
You
Okay.
guys documented history. That's what's important, dude.
Right. Brazil
You
was
know,
the
that's
capital.
what was important.
So Brazil is the capital from Brazil. So like all the like rich people they live in Brasilia because the politician, stuff. So they go to England or now to UK or Europe. They buy record stuff. So they have money for that to buy because they have like kind of cash. So like punks from São Paulo, they fucking broke, They're like fucking don't have anything to show up, like they just have like Sex Pistols back in 1979, and everybody like tired to hear like Sex Pistols and Crash, and all that, they want to like change, so. And these guys was bringing stuff to Brazil, because they have money. So, and then they start to like tapey, like they start to tape to England too, stuff,
Right.
and they have like exchange, like if Fabio did first, and then Redson from Colorado did the second, but Fabio was the one because he used to have like a record store, like how punk rock discos. He's the first one. So,
Right.
and then he was the first one. He has that. So he's the one like put the Brazilian scene like to start work, and then had some come together because he used to play in Olho Seco too. But this is the one put the Brazilian punk scene to the
Right.
to show everyone like we are here. We're gonna show
Pretty
our
much to the world. He
music,
showed everyone the world. We're
so
here.
yes, and then after that, we split that, and everybody started said, "Oh fuck, I love Brazilian punk bands," So that sub record is is the one like
Yeah.
this thing outside from Brazil.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that's amazing, to hear that. So that's you know, everybody should have that in the show because that's amazing, accurate. You know.
Great comp. Yeah, compilation albums are really important back then, like regional compilations and country compilations.
Yes.
All that stuff from Japan, that people didn't, like Thrash Till Death and all those kind of things that introducing Japanese hardcore. I think these days, like less, it has kind of less impact, I think, but these days, but because everything's easy to get these days. Back then, you didn't have access to things easily, so those compilations were like a gateway to a whole new world of like punk from all over the planet.
They were a gateway to like mail order,
Yeah,
It was like, yo, if you wanted that, you mail ordered it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I was. I mail ordered tons of shit back then, dude.
Yeah.
That's a hard time,
And sometimes you got what you wanted, and sometimes you didn't.
Right. Oh, we're sold out of that, but here's this instead. Yeah.
Or if you got a response at all.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Sometimes you didn't get a response, and then sometimes it took like
2 years later.
6 months, 8 months later, all of a sudden a random package shows up, and you're like, oh,
like, whatever.
I ordered that long ago. I bitched about ordering this. I sent you a fucking letter, but you never replied. All of a sudden, I get a package. It's like, wow. Nowadays, you can easily bitch about anything,
Wow. Right.
That's
all right. And you guys like the Stalin Japanese band?
I love the Stalin.
I love that. That's the best.
Last week, I did a bit of a thing about the singer, right, Michiro Endo. He has a bunch of like solo records from the 80s. That wild. That some of it's like techno pop, some of it's more like the Stalin. But anyway, we were talking about the Stalin, and he's passed away. We're not going to get any more new Stalin records. There might be some like unreleased like live stuff out there, but there was this band from Tokyo that were around in the early 2000s that were like a Stalin tribute band, Stalin cover band, and they put out an album on CD in like 2002. They've just reissued it on vinyl for the first time, actually, and it's amazing. And I mean, this is the record. It's this band called, look at that, Kokeshi Doll. Kokeshis are like those little wooden Japanese dolls with no arms that kids play with, but so it's kind of brutal artwork. The kind of anime manga kind of like artwork, but man, it's like these hardcore punks from Tokyo, like paying tribute to the Stalin, like covering the early Stalin songs from the trash, but like more hardcore style. It's like just kind of like super frantic. It's amazing. I think there's some distros and stores in the US that have this record. Maybe General Speech, maybe Sorry State.
I'm all about General Speech. I just ordered the Death Side double LP.
There you go.
Me too. Pre-order for that.
I think many of us ordered that, right? We're excited.
Yeah, it's like fucking A. I have Wasted Dream, and I have fucking, the other one, and it's like, but I want that.
Bet on the
it's all the 7-inchers. You can't get those. Good luck with that.
Well, it's been out on CD, like it's been reissued on CD like 5 times in Japan, but never on vinyl, right? This double LP of like compilation tracks and singles. And Yannick from Feral War was supposed to put it out for like years ago. Never happened. So Paco is.
I know that.
And it's finally coming out, and everyone's like, super excited about it, right? So.
Dude, they had it on Sorry State and it sold out within an hour.
Right, I bet. Right.
And then I found it on General Speech, so I was like, I pre-ordered that shit.
Did you buy the Death Side, the blue and the white? I don't know.
That sold out in like seconds here. I just got the
I bought that from.
I have Bet on the Possibility and Wasted Dream. Both on vinyl. I'm very happy with that.
Going back to Kokeshi Doll.
I'm very happy with that. I also have the Bastard LP on vinyl. I'm very happy with that. On their label.
Yeah. I was going to say that I think one of the reasons why like this band like does these Stalin songs in a like way more hardcore fashion is the drummer is Akiyama, Akiyama was the drummer in like the old like bands, the Rustler, and what he was the drummer in Forward. He was the drummer in Forward. More
Okay.
recently.
All right.
There's a Death Side connection. There you go. The Death Side connection with the same singer, right? So that's he kind of like plays faster, and it's great. It's like a a missing Stalin record. It's amazing. Kokeshi doll, Caucasism, named after like Stalin, Stalinism. The thing that's Caucasism. Caucasism.
That's amazing cover too. I love that.
Yeah, it's real like
I love that.
Japanese.
That's very cool. That's
manga style cover. It's probably done by a famous artist, but yeah, it's like it's kind of like a missing Stalin record from the early days that we didn't get. So, and look, they do their own like version of it.
Yes, that's even awesome.
That's
right?
Good. That's different a little bit.
That is awesome.
This is the Kokeshi doll in the middle, and then the Stalin arrow, and then Kokeshi doll, Caucasism. Mm-hmm. So pure like Stalin worship. Respect to the Stalin. So I love this record. So it might be a bit hard to find. It might be available somewhere in the US, but yeah,
well, that's good to know.
Love the Stalin, and this is a great record too. So
that's awesome.
There you go, Steve.
Oh, it's my turn.
Once again,
I saw earlier somebody was asking about electronic music.
I did see that actually. Yeah, I did. I meant to bring it up.
All right. Well, I don't have anything electronic-y per se, but I do have. This was going to be my last pick, but I guess if they're still watching, maybe they're familiar with this. This is Warning from Germany. The best description I can find for this is space rock.
Like Hawkwind?
No. This is like a weird mix of like guitars, keyboards, and soundtracky kind of music. They look like Darth Vader.
Look at
This came out in '82.
That's cool. I like the dark, like the faces in the back, like with the bleak eyes.
Yeah,
it reminds me of Slee Stacks.
Well, we should be afraid then.
I know. Slee Stacks are not good. You don't want to get to the pylons.
I know. Slee Stacks used to freak me out when I was a kid.
Dude, they freak me out still.
So there's a song on this called "Why Do the Bodies Fly," which Pungent Stench covered in '93.
Whoa!
Yeah, dude.
So like, this is a weird record. Like I said, like German weirdness. A lot of people don't really know it, but they may know it through the Pungent Stench connection.
Wow!
And I don't know which version of "Why Do the Bodies Fly" I like better. This version is fucking classic, but the Pungent Stench version has its own wonderful attributes. So I'm not quite sure, but this, it's all over the place. It's like 1 minute it's heavy, and then 1 minute there's a lot of keyboard stuff. The lyrics are pretty dark. Because they're German, though. I mean, I know a lot of Germans take English as a second language, but the lyrics don't necessarily make sense. But they're on the darker side of things, so
right.
There's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? And this was during the time when East Germany and West Germany were separate, so understandably dark lyrics, and yeah. It's worth a listen. I highly recommend it. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it's weird. And if you like weird, it's good.
Looks amazing, man. The color scheme reminds you of an Amon Dur record I have. Like the pink and the blue has a similar color scheme to it. Kind of reminds me.
And they have a second album out called Electric Eyes, which is also really good. So
that's just like Warning. The band's called Warning.
It's just Warning, yeah.
Warning. Wow.
Just Warning, yeah. And the lyrics to the song Warning I was like, I warned you.
I warn you. That's
the voice is very gruff and scary sounding. So it's like,
Wow,
like
that's
it'll
awesome.
be keyboard laden, like, and it's like, I warned you.
Hey, all the bands you put out, like, it's scary too, because the Iceland one. Imagine if you were in the middle of nowhere, like, ooh.
Yeah. And their second LP is good too. It's worth checking out. It's funny because like one of my older brothers exposed me to them when I was a kid. So like the fact that he was listening to stuff like this, and he was listening to this and Marty Robbins. So go figure.
That's cool, man.
That's the second German pick that I'm totally intrigued by.
Yeah, you got to check it out, man. Like, why do the bodies fly? You should look up the YouTube video for it. You're just like, what the fuck is going on here?
Wow, that's cool. Warning by Warning from the album Warning.
Yes. Yeah, well, their English was probably a little limited, but maybe not.
Nah.
Who knows?
All right, Dominic, what's your?
I got you. It's a compilation. I
Cool.
know I said a lot of U.S. hardcore, but it's a very good compilation.
Go and get it.
Go get it. That's funny.
Come on, Dom, moon the camera.
Whoa!
Cleanse the
That's the
bacteria.
last one. Bacteria.
But it's
Oh,
the
look at
double
that.
LP version.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen that before.
I have the double LP, and I have the poster, and the signed letter, and the sticker.
That's the bad. What do you want more?
Retarded. I found this in a record shop for $75.
Wow.
And it's mint. It's awesome.
Everybody,
And I think everybody knows the comp.
everybody should have that comment too. All the punks does.
Remind us.
All
who
the
it-
punks should have
Good
that
idea.
comment.
You got
Overall,
Crude SS,
Dominic.
you got Genocide Express, you got 7 Seconds,
Yep.
you got Poison Idea, Corrosion of Conformity.
Right.
Part 1.
Inferno, Mob 47,
Oh. Maybe Terry had
Cyclone, Holy Dolls, Enola Gay, Septic Death Extreme, Acute Immigrants, The Execute,
Execute in Japan. Yeah.
Instigators, Civil Dissident, and 7 Seconds.
Classic. There's a Japanese pressing, right, of that with the OB and everything, and maybe a bonus flexi.
This
What's on
is
the
with both
bonus
records.
The Japanese have the hobby.
Yeah, it's a VAP major label pressing. But
Wasn't it on VAP?
yes, VAP. Yeah. We talked about that last week about how a lot of people don't know that VAP is a major label. It's part of a huge.
Yeah, I never knew it was a major label, but I knew that they,
Yeah.
I just
I
learned
got
that
this in a record store for $50, dude. With the poster, the signed letter, everything. I was very fucking retarded happy.
Classic.
That's classic one.
Classic comp. Yeah.
I think everybody should have that.
Well, you should give me yours then, Dom.
Yeah, you're not going to get mine. You can get the other one. I have another copy, which is the original 2 on Pushmore, but it's only the single.
I got that one. But I need
So
the one with
then-
extra clothing.
I have the double. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry. You son of a
It
bitch.
was a fucking purchase, dude. I was like, dude, you got the double
Sorry.
LP version of this? I couldn't believe it. I walked out there very happy. I was like,
Good day.
yes. So jazzed.
That was a good day.
A very good day.
I miss you so hard. I'm gonna see you on, to see live. It's gonna be a amazing show. So I look forward for that show. It's gonna be Distraught, you know.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be
My
amazing.
first time in Japan. I'm
Yeah.
in America. Sorry.
So they didn't go
Where
to
are you
Japan
living
yet?
exactly? In Osaka?
Osaka. Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Best city in
Yes.
Japan.
How's far from Tokyo, from where you live?
How long you been there?
We don't
10
count.
years?
28
20
years.
years?
28 years, something like that.
Wow, 28 years.
Yes.
Wow.
I am.
Ohio dashimasu.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Arigato! Arigato!
Yes.
Arigato to have
どうも、
our
どうも。
here.
じゃあ次はサルモさんお願いします。
Oh, that's amazing.
All right, Salmo, what's
Like
it?
I said, I worked at a Japanese restaurant 9 years. I know some Japanese just from working in there, dude. It was the best restaurant I worked in New York, dude. The respect was like unforgettable, and the whole thing was just like, wow, dude. I'd go out drinking with those Japanese guys after work, and it was like, oh my god,
Oh yeah,
They,
yeah.
they
oh
go.
my word, you guys can drink. I'm a Chicano. I'm a
And
Mexican American, and you guys drink like nobody's
I
business.
think there's
I
that.
love tequila, and that sake shit fucks me up, homie.
And
I was like, God damn, dude.
the
And
crazy
then
thing
where
about
I
it is,
lived in Brooklyn, I lived by a lot of those Japanese guys, dude. There was one night I was coming home. I found one of the sushi chefs lying in the gutter in Prospect Park, Brooklyn, and I was like, Naoki-san, wake the fuck up, dude. And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm coming from work. What are you doing? It was his day off. He had been hanging out at the Japanese restaurant right by where I lived, drinking beer all day with the fucking Japanese chef. They got sauce. This guy's in the gutter. I was like, dude, it's Brooklyn. Wake up, homie. Let's go. I walked him to his house. I took his ass home, put his ass inside. I walked my ass back home. It was maybe a couple blocks. It was nobody's business, but it was like, Naoki-san, my brother, what are you doing, my man?
The
You only
Japanese.
walked his ass home. What did you do with the rest of them?
Dude, that was one time. There were several times where I hung out with them and we got hammered drunk. But I'm like, I'm a Chicano and I know my limits, dude. Those guys, the liquid lunch shit after work, dude, they don't play with that, dude. They will drink until they're fucking completely useless. And it was like bad to where they would pass out in the streets, bro. And it was like, yo, dude, I'm a punk rocker and I don't like to see my buddies pass out in the street. I'll pick you up even no matter how drunk I am. I will drive you over. I gotta get my ass home. But you gotta get out of the street, dude. Somebody could run your ass over. Come on, man. You know?
That's great. You know, in Brazil, we have the biggest communist. That's my English get bad. English no, Japanese communist like in Brazil. After Japan, you know. So it's the biggest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Also here we have especially in Nagoya and Toyota area, big Brazilian community in Japan.
Community. Yes, thank you to helping me out. So okay,
all right.
I'm gonna do now.
What you got? Salmo, what's your next pick?
Oh, that's gonna be me now. Okay. So okay, I'm gonna put this band here. Yeah. Oh,
I think we all know that one.
I don't know. What the hell? Okay, this way.
Yes. I have that record, and I have the 7-inch.
I have to put this side here too, you know, because they are split. So I have like a Brigada do Ódio and the Olho Seco, you know, together here in this album. So this album is, you know, I have to start with Olho Seco because Olho Seco starts in the 1979, you know, the band, and wasn't one of the band. It was put like the punk scene from Brazil out from, you know, UK, America, Finnish. So Fabio was one of the biggest guy used to, put the scene together, because he was have a record shop and the place called Galeria do Rock in 1979. So all the punks come to that place. Imagine, like, all the punks come there, and I hear the history. Like, he was, around the gallery, having so many Christian, like, they make clothes, like clothes for the Christian stuff like that. And he's the only one, like, all the kids come over with long hair, punks, Mohicans, and everybody starts, what the fuck did these kids come from, And I hear the history. He said, well, someone like the landlord want to kick his ass from the place, because, they want to, like, put more place for shopping, sell stuff, and then come all these kids stay there, to come to the record store. So he's the only guy, I think he, like, really put, like, the scene together, because he have the store, like the record store, and start to, because, back in the time we just released like Sex Pistols, Clash, all that, Ramones, we don't have anything back in 1979 in Brazil, So, and then he's the first one, like, he exchanged record tape, like a cassette with this English guy. I don't know the name, and like, they, like, send all the stuff from Brazil and to UK, and that the time when you start list, like, all the other stuff from other places, So he's very important from the scene from that time, because the punk rock discos called his label too, because he's put good stuff out from his label, and Fabio is one of, I think, the father, from, like, he's the one, like, split from outside Brazil the bands, everybody started listening, and after that, I will put to Hudson, because Hudson, is the one, like, put the fanzines, all that,
Right.
But Fabio is the one, because he had the record store, and he's the one, like, show, like, the Brazilian peoples from UK, US, Finnish, Scandinavian bands, So, like, we have a lot of influence too from the Finnish bands. We love that.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like, all the Brazilian punks, they are, like, obsessed for it. Like,
that Finland Brazil connection is amazing, right?
Yes. So that's amazing. Like, in the beginning, like, was Sartana, Hudson, and Fabio, and Val, I think, was in the band. Hudson was the guitar, Val was the bass, Fabio was the singer, and Sartana is the drummer. So was a, good stuff. So this record here. So we have here the first two. Sorry. This way? Oh, this way.
Anyway.
This way?
Up. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. So this record here, we have all the two first 7-inch from them. So that's 1982, I think. The first one, 1983, and then we have the second one. So the 2-second EPs is here.
Gotcha.
So, and then we have the split Folk Cruzado, Brigada do Ódio, sorry. So Brigada do Ódio is one of the first grindcore bands.
Yeah.
I don't know if you hear the history, from Napalm Death. So they said they heard something like, "Oh, that's what the fuck's that?" We never saw that before. So they have kind of influence from Brigada do Ódio, because Brigada do Ódio is like before Napalm Death. They kind of have like style like very grindcore band. So, and it was very interesting. I heard something from that band, like Napalm Death band. They they take over some that band.
Right.
So very interesting. So Fabio is very important from the scene back in the time, because he's put some good stuff too, from England, like he Swedish and UK bands, Finnish, and he's put Ratus, from the label called not punk rock disco. How you call New Face Records? So New Face Records is put Ratus, put Exploited, he's put Tervet Cadet, and he's put the compilation. Have Anticymics, have Pure of War, Hosvat, and he also what they have there now. I can't remember, but that's the good compilation is. Oh my God, I forgot that. But one of the best ever compilation, from bands from Swedish bands, so that's amazing, like he's one of the guy too, like he's like exchange a lot of tapes, like from Brazil to UK, and then he starts Plaid. So that's the guy, we have to be, thank you, like thankful for all the services he did for the punk scene. So so my respect for that.
Cool. All right, I'm wearing the hat. It's a it's a giveaway to my last pick. I've been on a real kick lately. I found this hat used and I had to buy it, and I was walking around town and getting a lot of funny looks because I guess it does look a bit weird to people who don't know what it means. But anyway, did anybody see them when they went to they went to the States twice actually?
I saw them at ABC No Rio.
Was that 95 or 96?
Asphalt.
Was it?
I didn't see Asphalt.
Okay.
I have those records that Prank put out. I have an LP.
Yeah. So very interesting band to me. I think they're kind of unique sounding, and like Ken said, so I think they were the first Japanese hardcore band to go to the States. I don't know if that's true, but anyway, it's 95. Ken Prank did the tour. He said it was like they were the best.
That.
They did, right? And they said that they were like the best live band he'd ever seen. Blah 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 blah.
Them and like he brought over Smash in the Face.
Smash your face.
Smash in the Face is awesome, dude. I have that LP. I have that 7-inch.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, dude.
Yeah, Ken did a lot of great work for like bringing Japanese bands to the States back then in the 90s and 2000s, right? So
he brought dogs, dude.
Yeah. So this is the
whoa.
This is
Asphalt.
This is it's just a compilation of like the early stuff from.
That's the Asphalt.
That's so cool.
But it's funny because like
for your asses.
I know, but it's funny because it's like it's named after Complete Disorder, but they're sort of like Complete Asphaltly. Because they were a real like kind of disorder influenced band back then, very disorder. And then this one came next. This has probably the worst cover of all time. This is their Ejaculation.
Yeah, I've got that.
LP.
That's the record I have.
Yeah, I love this. I love this. The song titles are amazing. It seemed like one of the members might have had like an English idioms dictionary. So you got like bark up the wrong tree and all these like funny. This is a good record. Then they took a very interesting turn. They stopped releasing records like outside of Japan. They signed to a bigger label. They stopped dressing in crusty clothes. They were slicking back their hair, wearing a lot of like white leather, rock and roll shoes, and they
White
put out
leather?
this record, which I've
Oh.
actually talked about on this show before, which has this incredible like artwork on it. This is the free punk customized kit record. This was done by the guy that did the Mushy artwork for Stalin. The same guy did this.
That's good.
And this is it's a couple of steps away from like the raw hardcore. There's like other elements coming in to play here, like rock and other stuff. This is an amazing record. But it's kind of hard to get outside Japan. That's the problem. And then they went even further, and this is the record. This is my pick. This is my pick now, because they had this one too. Sorry, they had the Asphalt Chaos UK split, which kind of
I have that.
Which kind of came out at the same time. But this is my official pick. This is the record that I want to talk about because nobody really knows about this one. Maybe outside Japan, it came
Never
out
saw
on.
that one before.
No, it's a kind of Japan only kind of thing. It is a ferocious record, but these guys were honestly. Look at these guys. This was on a major label. Very limited vinyl run. It's called Face. The song titles are like face, ears, throat, sweat, nose, door, fuse. It's like
Japanese style.
It's somebody said it's like GBH at 78 RPM. It's just like it's super fast, but like stop on a dime. And it's like it's almost like 5 songs in one song. So every song has like many different parts, many different riffs, many time changes, tempo changes, tons of different hooks and riffs and melodies, and it's a wild record. I love it. The reason I'm talking about it is because I sold it years ago, and then I couldn't find it again. But I just found it again and bought it back like the other day. So I've been playing this to death. It's amazing. You can find some of the tracks on YouTube. Go and check out Eyeball to Eyeball. I actually posted it on my Facebook about a week ago. It'll blow you away. It's amazing. But it's so kind of far removed from the band that went to the US. They're like, it's like just all this like pomade and like white leather and leopard print and rock and tight leather pants and like rock and roll shoes. But I love this record, and I'm just happy to get it back in the collection. Anyway, I think they're kind of Go ahead.
Oh no, I have a funny story about when they played ABC No Rail.
Nice.
So it wasn't exactly rich back then, and when they played, they blew me away. And one of the band members, I don't remember who, had unknown punk rock drunkers shirt.
Oh, Unknown Hardcore Drunkers? I have
yeah. That's it. And I was like, oh my god, I gotta have that shirt.
He gave it to you, right?
I had a Nausea shirt, and
you did a trade.
I was actually wearing a Nausea shirt, and so like I wanted to trade it with him, and somebody translated it for me because when I was in Distraught at the time, we actually had a Japanese guitar player for a while named Shingo.
Shingo.
Yeah, you know Shingo.
Yeah.
So like Shingo translated for me, and so we traded shirts, and apparently the guy from Asphalt was just like, oh my god, the shirt stinks so bad, I have to wash it right now. It's like, well, like little did he realize, like, as punk rockers in New York City, we didn't have access to washing.
Even like Japanese crusties like smell nice, right? It's like,
it was just so funny, and I wasn't offended at all because I got the shirt.
This is the last little thing, but this is an interesting kind of like little tidbit. Okay, so the bass player of Life, who you guys are probably going to see in a couple of weeks, the bass player of Life and the singer of Asphalt are brothers.
Shut up!
True.
Shut the
What?
fuck up.
True story.
Dude, the Life Destruct LP is so good, dude.
So,
That is great.
brothers.
That is
And
great to know.
there's another brother who also plays in a hardcore band called Rocket.
So they're like the Stern Brothers from
Oh.
Youth Brigade.
Hardcore brothers. Like it's great.
Wow.
Leave it to Dom to bring up Youth Brigade in a.
Well, come on, man. Youth Brigade. How
There's-
could you not have three brothers that play punk rock and hardcore,
Yeah,
and that's how good they are?
it's a
Come
rare,
on, man.
it's a rare case, you know.
It's a very rare case.
Rare case.
One more thing about Ask For It in New York, though. So, like, because the singer had wonderful tattoos.
Yeah.
And Shingo was like, that might mean he's in the Yakuza.
Oh my god.
So like he got us all fucking worked up because he was like, oh, he might be in the Yakuza. Look at those tattoos.
guys were like a bit ahead of the game of doing like those kind of style tattoos, but they weren't actually in the Yakuza, but they looked like
No, I know, but Shingo was definitely worried.
Really? He's probably good friends with all those guys now, you know. So.
Oh yeah, because he's been back in Japan for a long time, you know, and he's been in a lot of really good bands since he's been there. So I miss that motherfucker. He's a funny motherfucker.
It's good. Yeah, that's my last. I just wanted to talk about Ask For It. Just great kind of maybe underrated a little bit. I want to say maybe I don't know. All right, Steve, what's your last pick?
All right, my last pick for the night. We're gonna go to the old continent of Australia.
Oh,
the fucking Vaginers.
Oh, that's
Vaginers. What is that?
The fucking it's the fucking Vaginers.
Isn't that like a Yap band from Enzyme?
I don't know. It's on Hardcore Victim.
That's
the Vaginators.
No, the Vaginers.
The Vaginators.
The Vaginers. There's no T in there.
There's no T there. All right.
They're noisy. They're bouncy. The singer has the most annoying voice ever in the history of the universe, except for maybe the guy from the
annoying voice is the singer of Crucifix.
Oh,
right. Well, this guy's close. This guy's fucking close, and it's fun as fuck. It's
that like isn't it like that kind of bouncy, like swanky style?
Yeah, totally. Bouncy, punk as fuck, noisy, but somehow very tuneful at the same time. And it's just when I listen to this record, it makes me smile because it's so over the top ridiculous that like I just like while Chromosome was doing their thing in Australia, these guys were doing it too. But
right.
I don't know. I think if I had to pick the two, Vaginers win because this record makes me laugh when I listen to it, and I like not in a like this is stupid kind of way.
Makes you happy, right?
Makes me so damn happy when I listen to it. I'm just like, man, this record's fucking awesome.
That's funny.
It's just bouncy and noisy and hilarious all at the same time, and the lyrics are stupid, but like somehow poignant at the same time. Like there's a song called Cry Baby, which is like baby needs a bottle. It's just like, and it reminds me of somebody I used to work with. So like, so I have that association with it, and I'm just like, man, that song is so poignant. I wish I could play this song for my coworker. So, anyways, that's my last pick, and
that's a bit.
That record just makes me so freaking happy every time I listen to it.
That's good. Like, yeah,
so good.
We need those kinds of records in the collection, right? The ones that make us happy.
We should be happy every day, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna pick a Cosmic Psychos record, but I was like, there's so many
That's
great
a good
Cosmic
record.
Psychos.
The Cosmic Psychos are good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna pick Blokes You Can Trust, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go for something a little different from Australia.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're from Adelaide, so like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm done, I guess. Good night.
But stick around.
Good night.
All
My
right.
next record, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's my turn.
Last pick of the day.
My last record.
He's moving again.
Oh, he's going to get it.
Record
Go again.
is Christ on Parade.
There you go.
That's
You
good.
know what?
Sounds of Nature.
No, I totally knew you were gonna do that. I knew it.
That's what we're doing. It's such a great sound. The East Bay from back then. Fuck out of here. You couldn't touch that. Nobody could touch that back then, dude.
Landlord
That
song
whole
is so
East
great.
Bay sound. Come on, man. Oakland, Berkeley, that shit was so good back then, dude.
You know what? This is probably an unpopular opinion,
Oh.
but I almost like the second album better.
You like
Even though,
The Mind is a Terrible Thing?
yeah, I think I
That's
do.
like-
Just 'cause
It's a good
musically-
record, but it's
musically,
not
more
the Sound of
complicated.
Nature. And prior to the Sounds of Nature are the 7-inchers. Those two 7-inchers are awesome, dude.
Well, Avarice is in between, like, but
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Hey, Dom,
You
this
know what I'm
record
saying?
rules. This record rules. That's fucking great.
Classic, yeah.
I have that one. I
Okay.
love that.
Todd.
Oh,
those
everybody
guys lived in
agrees it's a
Germany.
great record.
Those guys lived in Germany years later in Bremen. Like Todd, the drummer and stuff. They lived in Bremen. I got to be good friends with
Oh,
those
wow.
guys. Yeah.
Lucky bastards. They probably got all the Deutsch punk records I wanted.
Yeah, maybe.
That is true. Like no one went on Blister. Have you ever heard that band?
Yep.
That's 7-inch. I saw a Blister in a living room in Albuquerque.
Whoa.
It was pretty cool with Neurosis in a living room. It was Neurosis Blister tour. It was back then. It was pretty awesome. And it was Neurosis on like Pain of Mind Aberration tour.
I saw Blister that tour.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Blister
And
was Noah from fucking Christ on Parade.
Yeah, he just cosplayed that show before I
And then Barry went on to do the sort of rockabilly, psychobilly band, right? After that.
He did. The Hellbilly.
The Hellbilly.
Hellbillies, yeah.
The Hellbillies,
are
dude.
good, man.
Pushead did artwork for that, you know?
Yeah.
All
I
that
have a
shit.
CD
And then it
by
was
them.
like, I met a lot, when I lived in Oakland, I met a lot of those old school punks. It was cool, man. It was very cool. I got to see, like, Social Unrest.
Oh, I
original
love
lineup.
Social Unrest.
Oh,
you.
that's a good one.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
Dom. You have to see
Social Unrest,
Social Unrest.
original lineup, dude. It was
Wow.
fucking awesome. With DI and Drunk Engines, dude. Drunk
Wow.
Engines. I got to see Drunk Engines in their full outfits, dude.
That's so
It was
cool.
like, fuck yes, dude.
Damn.
Nice.
Wow.
That's classic. And like a big influence on early Neurosis, right? That's the way it worked, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dead ass.
Yeah.
Christ on a Crutch was huge influence on Neurosis. That whole East Bay sound, Iconoclast, Neurosis, all that
Yeah,
shit
but
back then. The
I mean,
filth,
you gotta admit,
filth
Pain
was
of
great.
Mind
All
sounds-
that shit, dude.
You gotta admit, Pain of Mind sounds just like Christ on Parade, though. I mean, but
It's like I got to see a lot of
so
those
good.
bands. I got to see Filth. I got to see Iconoclast. It was great. It was fucking awesome, dude. I lived in Albuquerque. It was like before I moved to New
Hey,
York.
the Denied got to play with
Anti-Schism. I got to see Anti-Schism back then. It was like, wow. Dead and Gone, all that shit.
Wow. Auckland band. This was great, you know. I think War Crusher is from Auckland
I gotta
too.
pee again.
Again?
Yeah. This is what happens when you get old.
Right. That's true.
You have to pee a lot. Yeah.
War Crusher is from Auckland or not? I think they're from Auckland, no? War Crusher. They're gonna play on
War Crusher. I'm not sure where. I thought they were Canadian, but I'm not sure.
I think they're from Auckland.
Okay.
So I look forward to seeing them Skullfed. That's gonna be amazing.
All right.
So
Salmo, last pick of the show.
Let's go.
The last pick of the show. Here. Salmo's pick.
The last one here. So I have to put. So I have the two first one. This has to be the last one.
Yes. Cholera.
So yes, I have that LP, dude, on Devil Discos.
So the Devil Disco.
I found that record in Albuquerque when I was young, dude. I found that record here with the Ratos de Parral, Crucificados pelo Sistema.
Crucificados pelo Sistema. This is an amazing album.
I found both of those for $10 back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, yeah, I got that. That's my record.
I have both those records.
So this record is like is I have the first press and I have the blue one. No, this is the first one, the black one, and I have the blue.
Yes.
So Attack Frontal.
Somebody's excitable this evening.
The label.
Right, isn't it?
Attack Frontal is the label from Hudson. He's put out that. So Hudson is it's not I can say like the best for him because he was an amazing guy. He always like fight for the punk scene. He was the one who designed it, the one put to the show like the gigs. And it was a military time. To be responsible to that shit. That's in Brazil. So he's the one like amazing guy. I feel the pain, because he's gone. But he's the really true guy for the punk scene. He's the one like I don't know what I can say, but he expressed the truth for the peoples. He's not under or above anything. He's always there for you. He's like like very good guy. Have a heart for everyone. You will fit on him. He will take you. So this is amazing. I couldn't believe that. So when he's put this first album out, like tente mudar o amanhã, try to change tomorrow. So the first album they have. So this like changed everything. So as you know, like Color is the first band it was touring Europe. So, and after come I think Olho Seco and the RDP is the last one,
right?
And but he's like one of the guy. He was like like poet guy. In the songs, in his soul, he always give the peace for everyone. If you are around him, he always talk to you. You're gonna have peace in your, I don't know, in your around you, because that guy is we're not gonna have anymore.
Right.
That's a shame. For the way we live today, because the way we live today, we just see people's around it like they don't have like the connection like a punk rocker, because all the people today they want the like it's like a competition. I want to say that because as a punk rocker, for a long time, I can see like in New York, like Brazil, some friends told me too that. So like we don't have like the spirit to transmit like you are gonna take care of you. You understand what I say? I'm gonna be with you. So we don't hear no more of that. So I understand that because all the kids we change. All the social media, everybody can go online, check it out, and have everything in their hand.
Right.
Listen, I love you all. I have one thing to say. Fuck ICE. I'm a Chicano, dude. I was born in this country. My father was born in Mexico. My mother was American. Fuck ICE. And fuck what they're trying to do to my Latino community. I'm a Chicano. Fuck out of here, dude.
Yep.
Sorry,
Right on.
Facts.
sorry, no.
It's not right.
I so bad. I feel so bad for, what's happened in this country. But it's not the politician. We can't go to that because we talk about music. But I feel so bad too. For all my friends, American friends. For all happened here. We live today like I don't know. I can't say here because I can be like punished for that. But it's very hard times, for all my friends, Americans.
It
I
disgusts
feel
me.
so
I'm
bad.
I'm just I'm a British guy in Japan, and it fucking disgusts me, and I'm
Yeah.
disgusted by ICE and all that fucking bullshit, man. It's just
It's Gestapo.
yeah, it
I
is.
was born here. They can fuck off.
Yeah.
Dead ass. And I will practice my Second Amendment rights because I have access to that. And they could fuck off with that, dude. Dead
So in the
ass.
yeah. Okay. In the beginning,
I
the band
enjoy
was
being on your show. I love you, my brother. I love you, Steve. I love you, Salmo.
I love
Thank
Hey,
you.
you
Salmo.
very much.
You are in my heart. I will see you in a live
What?
gig.
Hey guys, we're
You
gonna
will
carry on
see me.
talking. We're gonna
We
carry on
don't
talking a little
didn't
bit
finish yet.
after that. We're gonna carry on talking a little
Okay.
bit after the show.
Okay. Kino is the first singer from Cholera. Okay. And Helio is the best guy from the beginning from Cholera
Mhm.
when they start in 1979. And Pierre he was the drummer, and Hudson was the singer. So when they start, sorry, Kino was the first singer from Cholera.
Mm.
So the guitar was Redson, and the drummer was Pierre, and the Helio was the bass guy. Okay, so in 1979 they start the band, and then finish. So they get no long together, and they start to like a trio band, like three pieces. So I was a headstone singer and guitar, and the Val on bass, and the Pierre on drum. So and that's when come like they start splat like I call it. So after that, like colors become big. There was like Welcome to 1984, the compilation.
Yeah.
So
That's how I first heard them.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
so when you was there like Olho Seco, and uh, Cholera, and he also in Nata, the US fucking nice hardcore. I love that, and the Ratos, all the other Finnish bands. So it's good comp. So I tell you, like I remember in 2011, I think it was I don't remember, like September 2011. I don't remember the day, but Jimmy Martin was played in San Francisco with the band called Broken. He used to have,
Mm.
and the band was played there. And I called him and said, "Jimmy, you know who died? Hudson." And and he was pay like something for Hudson, on the stage. That's
Okay,
amazing. He did that. So that's
cool.
I wish we don't lost like his voice,
Right,
because the punk's voice like Hudson did that
right.
for splat for all the punks bands and plus the planet, because he's the one a poet. He's the one love guy. He's played the love for everyone.
Right.
So he, and que esse grito não seja em vão, Does that mean like if this is crime, not to being in vain?
Uh,
Yes, I think it's English that. You know? That's right or not?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. I got it.
Thank you.
We had a
So,
great time. We're going to carry on talking after the show. We're going to wrap up the show now. I'm going to announce next week's show. We've got Mario Rubalcaba coming on next week from fucking Rocket from the Crypt and Off and Earthless and tons of other bands. Tony Asimos, Record Store owner from Chicago, my buddy Jay Holmes in Tokyo. Next Friday, July 17th, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, everyone. We had a great time. I hope you had a great time watching us, having a great time talking about
It was awesome.
other stuff.
Thank you.
rock and roll, baby.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you.
for having us, Mikey.
We'll carry on.
Hey,
We'll
Keep
carry on
it.
talking. We'll carry on talking after.
so nice
Love
to see
you
you
all.
guys. Rock and roll.
Until
Up
next
the
time.
punch!
Until next time.